Guys, I'm going live. Hello, everyone. This is Nidal Haykal, your host for today, with the superstar of LinkedIn, Mr. Usama Zeid Bashir Salim. My guest today masters transforming your mindset to pursue your dream. He helps build confidence and for sure eliminates fear. Usama is a life coach and a speaker, founder and host at Be Strong 99. Let's all welcome my superstar for today, Usama Salim.
Hello, everybody. How y'all are doing?
You see, that's the vibes, not the way you just checked in. I thought, what's wrong with Usama? I need all this, vibes. Osama, welcome with us today. And first of all, let me apologize. I didn't put your full name on the ad. It's long, so I kind took a shortcut. Osama Salim. Is that okay with you?
That's completely fine. No worries. No problems at all. It's all good.
How you doing, Osama? Welcome with us today. I'm so proud that you are my guest today, and definitely everybody is gonna enjoy a lovely chat with you.
I'm actually I mean, the honor, privilege, and prestige, honestly, for having me on board. Thank you so much for the invitation and the opportunity.
Look, I we just started. We didn't hit the first minute. Here you go. Your fans.
Woo! I have
I,
figures in the building. Hey.
I have Fikri is here. Thank you, Aya, and here
Uh,
Ingor. Thank you
mhm.
very much. You see, never happened to me. Just to start and get. Sometimes I do lives with not a single one comment. Can we partner, Osama, please?
Sure, why not?
Osama, my first question is you wonderfully speaks five languages, and you are basically a Google Translate, walking around. And two of those languages are native, which is Arabic and English. You speak beside that Russian, Swahili, and Turkish.
Correct.
Can you, just to warm it up, put us in the loop? How did you get to know five languages? And most of them, they are hard languages.
Um, thank you so much Wei, for the wonderful question. But I believe, I mean, every person we can do whatever we set our mind to, and as long as we navigate our path towards, I mean, our passion and compassion towards the interest. So I've always been a fan of languages. I've always been a fan of cultures and knowing people, their story. They go ever since from a young kid because I was highly interested in what people speak. So sometimes it would roll to my mind. It's like I wish if I could speak that. It's like, wow, that's so great. Like, if I would only knew how. And this is where, I mean, I was exposed to the globalization of it all is when I came to Cyprus from the very get go. So this is when I was exposed to a couple of countries across the globe. Love you back, Ingor. And so this is where I've met people from across the globe. I mean, there were some people from Ukraine, there were people from Russia, there were some people from Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and so many other places across the globe. So the moment actually whatever when they used to speak, I was like, man, this is interesting. It wasn't until I was exposed to a couple of words here and there. So until there was a moment where I lived with a housemate who was from Kazakhstan, and this is the moment I was highly interested in Russian, but I was like, that's a really complicated language. I was like, how can I begin? He says, a language is like a book. If you're able to carry it, then definitely you are able to speak it.
Wow,
And
that's a very nice way to address it.
this is where I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, he said, yeah, just work hard. He said, don't worry about whether it's hard or not. He said, don't worry about that. Just put in the effort. So I worked really, really hard in the summers. I was listening to a lot of podcasts in Russian language. I've been exposed to, so I started even practicing. I even had a tutor, personal online tutor, Russian tutor. So I've been going really at a fast pace. So to the fact, even when 2017, when I got back to pursue my I was still on my third year. So when I was actually working along with students as a resident advisor, so that was the moment actually I was able to translate English to Turkish, Turkish, Russian. So there were students actually that were coming from all over the world. So I might not know everything, but I was able to connect the dots in most of the things. So, and I also, if of course, when we dig deeper into where's the psychology and whatnot, the moment you learn a new language, you develop a
Yeah.
new personality. New personality comes up. You might be talking about the same topic, but the personality, you realize there might be a little bit of differences.
That's what I like. Yeah, the way you think, it differs from language to language. Even as you said, you are talking about that same topic.
100%.
So, Osama, how did you um, decided in this short period of time to be the rock star of LinkedIn? Because let me tell you something. You didn't choose to be the rock star. You introduce yourself, and the way people they are reacting with you, I can tell, and I can see how much vibes there are around your show, your presence, and to be honest with you, I feel guilty today because it's so calm today. A couple hours ago, you was hyper. So my point is, this comes from a determination to make a difference, to differentiate yourself. How much Usama, the real Osama, is out there behind the screen.
Mm, wow, that is a
You you
remarkable
might
question.
you
Go ahead.
mentioned psychology, so here's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, they're right there, right? Right up. So I go with this phrase. I mean, standing on a lot of people's shoulders that got me where I am today. So of all of the success and all of the things that have been always been determined. So by the inspirations, when I see lots of people doing wonderful things, and so that one actually it literally pulls off my strings. It's like I need to also work hard and do as much to be able to make a difference in the littlest that I know to be able to share with the world. So behind the screen or on screen, I'm technically the same person, makes no difference. So so I always actually a lot of the times, I mean, I go with this phrase, I mean, inspired by everyone and willing to learn from anyone in order to make everyone feel one. So
Wow.
so that's what a lot of the times, I mean, I generally go for. And I've always believed in empowerment, and I've always believed in encouragement from a young age. So but then think it's like making someone feel as they're valuable, as they are somebody. They actually got a lot of things to contribute. They've got a lot of awesomeness to really to contribute to the world, to really make an impact, as long as they would genuinely believe in themselves. But the problem is, of course, with the negativity from the social media and everything, mental fatigue, peer pressure, all of those kind of things. This is where I come in between, and I literally I was like, I completely eradicate fear and build the confidence where they're able to harness their own talent by finding it within themselves. And this is where the art of asking questions comes about. It's like asking the right question will lead towards a great realization. And
Yep.
even if we go by the Arabic phrase, there's a word that, of course, there's a phrase that says "اسمع لتمتع ومتع لترفع." Listen to entertain or to comfort, and to comfort, of course, so that you can elevate, you can uplift others. And it all starts with listening, because
Was
listening the
listening.
genuinely from the heart, and at the same time to genuinely connect with people, and to really understand it's like not only am I listening, but I'm here with you, and I got you, and I know you got whatever it takes. So yeah.
Wow, Osama. The fluency that you introduce, it indicates a clear mindset, and your thoughts are so organized in a way. Me personally, when I see your shows and I see the logic, f- uh, it's like a spring. The flow of your ideas is amazing, and this is actually what we need because you mentioned what's going on social media. There's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of noise, a real noise that comes literally from less listening. It's a great addressing, Osama. I really appreciate it. And you see, Aya Fikri agrees with me. You are the rock star. So
She's the legend right there. I figure
Yeah.
she's the legend. I mean, appreciate you so much, but she's a legend indeed and a half. So yeah.
Aya Soon is gonna be my guest too. She's an amazing person.
Woo!
What I love about her is, she's consistent and she has a clear
One,
vision, and she's a real fighter.
135%. I couldn't agree more. Yep, totally
So,
correct.
Osama, if I'm gonna start digging in what you do, basically, you transform mindsets, and this is a very delicate and a hard uh, thing to do. Uh,
Hmm.
can you tell us? And I know you have some steps, some strategies you follow, and you do it. Can you, put us around how you do this pivot in mindset?
Okay. That's a very interesting question, and this is of course going back. I mean, of course, different mindsets operate differently. But now I go with the phrase that's again it's in Arabic that says خاطب الناس على قدر عقولهم. Speak to
ول-
people according to their level of understanding.
ولكل
So
مقام مقال.
ولكل مقام مقال, exactly. Then of course for a different saying for various occasions. And at the same time أكرم الناس منازلهم. At the same time, I mean really granting and treating people according to the highest supreme. So genuinely, I mean, by being true as listeners, you will genuinely understand, okay, this is what they're really. So by the vibe, I mean, just sitting a couple of moments, having them to converse with them, you'll be able to internalize, okay, this they're really determined. So now when you ask them a couple of questions, you will feel how they are really, where they're really heading. So when you ask them about passion, you really feel it. So the thing is now there will be a couple of barriers. They feel like, okay, and then this is where when we ask about questions of like, oh, this is that, this is the problem, this is the problem. I was like, okay, so what is your greatest fear? Your greatest fear, is it dependent on others' happiness or is it dependent on you? So it's just a
Yeah,
couple of just fixing the puzzles. One,
yeah.
it's just because I believe that we have all the resources, all the solutions around us, but it's just we need somebody from the outside in to be looking from inwardly. So this is when we truly understand. And when we approach people, we need to approach people from the inside out as opposed to outside in. Because even in, of course, even one of the poets of the past once said, "كل يرى الناس بعين حاله." Every person
Yeah.
sees others the way how they project others, how they project what they see within themselves. So the best way, I mean, how to internalize it, and to approach it with zero judgment or whatsoever, and to think of people of truth and goodness and within them. And when you ask them questions, then when they open up and literally, and then the moment when they say it's like, but okay, how are we gonna work? So I go with the mentality of a partnership thing, and I go with the revision method. And that is basically whatever we go, it's like, let's say we covered session one. I was like, okay, what did we cover in session one? So this is the moment. It's gonna be like that. It's like one tip immediately you implement. So I go with the action on the go. As opposed to writing all the notes, all the books, everything. That one is good and all, but it's like I go with the action. That's why even in the wordings of Imam al-Ghazali, rahimahullah, may, may God have mercy on his soul, when he says, Al-ilm بغير عمل جنون والعمل بغير علم لا يكون, which simply means is that knowledge without action is just pure craziness, insanity. And of course action without knowledge it's impossible to happen. That's simply, there's no way it can happen. So those two worlds, there's got to be, actually they've got to be collaborated and combined together so that it allows, I mean, it enhances clarity for better prosperity. And this is the same thing goes thing with the mindset. It's like not only by asking question, but to really understand where the focus is. Wherever the focus goes, the energy goes along with it, and not just to go for the sake of what's like, oh, I want to be a doctor for the sake of my parents or something, but literally to genuinely know where they're really heading. And this is where harnessing, by being actually spending a couple of moments, couple of times, we'll be able, oh, you're good at this, how about you? Have you tried going for this? And then this is the moment because already somebody from the outside started cheering them on. And this, they feel like, wow, I'll definitely do whatever I can, because we write as we listen, we read as we review, we revise as we memorize, to improvise, as our main inclination is to be wise and hence to internalize. And that's how we'll be able to uprise others so that they can really be the truest hearers of those that are around them. So yeah.
Wow, 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 Osama. And now I can relate. Uh, I can tell you how much I'm proud now we are talking, because you really have deep thoughts, and that's why we are lucky you are interacting on the social media and unleashing all those ideas. Let me say hi to Claudia. Thank
Ooh,
you.
Claudia, my energetic twin right there.
Yeah. Oh, I thought she meant like me and you are twin.
Well, it could be. It could be. Why not?
So I say, well, for sure you're gonna choose her, right?
I'll choose. I'll choose everybody and anybody. So
Osama, I have to tell you, I need an assistant today for this live. Osama, yes. And let's see. Mic drop, Osama. You got a bunch of hearts and fire.
yeah.
Somebody, yeah, Ingor was saying something beautifully said. Approach people from the inside out. Uh, Doing this, Osama, when you approach somebody from inside out to achieve what you basically do is transforming the mindset and eliminating the fear to elevate. How hard it is to get over our fears. It's not an easy job, and sometimes you need psychological help, somebody. How do you do it? Because you will be as if you are dancing between the drops of rain. It's delicate, and sometimes damages could happen from entering
Hmm.
this area and interacting with it.
Wow, wow, that's an insightful question in and of itself. I mean, we have to be, in the wordings of Steve Harvey, we have to be uncomfortable to be comfortable if we ever want to be successful. Anything that will stretch us beyond our comfort zone is going to be hard. So of course,
Absolutely.
taking risk. That's why also one of the poets once says, لا تجعل الشمعة تحترق ويضيق صدرك بما فات لذلك افعل الخير أينما كنت ورد الخير بالخير. He said,
Wow.
don't let the candle burn out. Capitalize on everything that you've got and follow up a bad deed with a good deed. So, of course, over here, where the candle, we capitalize on every good that we've got, right? So, everything that's really good, it's arduous, it's scary,
Mhm.
and doing that's something new for the very first time. I mean, it's very hard, but it's usually the first step. It's taking the first step, and of course, it might not be as perfect, but of course, we are learning along with it. And of course, of the fact, knowing of the fact is that we've got people. So somebody's like, yeah, I got you back. I got you. Don't worry. I mean, I'm gonna be your cheerleader, and at the same time, I'm gonna be your greatest from all sectors, from all spectrums, from all directions, and everything, right? And that's why, I mean, also from when it comes from, so there's two things. From when we're talking from the discomfort of the heart, we are talking about انحراج القلب, which simply means discomfort of the heart. So that could be stress, that could be fear, that could be worries, that could be depression. May God, I mean, help us all. And then the second thing, of course, comes, of course, شرح الصدر, heart expansion or chest expansion. Now, this is confidence, positivity, happiness, optimism. So this is already that. And now to shift from one angle to another, it's not always going to be easy. But we literally have to get out of our grind. So the only thing, for instance, as coaches, what we can possibly do, we can ask the questions and we can try to pedal down. But the thing is, we are what we truly represent. I mean, we are. So the moment, actually, if we are like holistically positive and optimistic and energetic, they're gonna feel the same way,
Exactly.
right? Because in the wordings of Nelson Mandela, when he said, "Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure." So this is what it is. I mean, sometimes we're being afraid of what's going to happen, what it is. That's why, I mean, the moment when we take an action and we really took the grind, it's like, yo, it is possible. It is possible. And the moment when they see that image, it's like, if she is possible to, if he, she is able to do it, then I can do it
I can
too.
do it.
And this is why, I mean, the Japanese method, they got this method. It's like, if he she can do it, then I can do it. If she if he she can't do it, then I must do it. So that one already instilled into the mindset of mentality. And of course, how do we practice on that? That's where actually the practice. Just like when we're working out, when we're hitting the gym. Of course, it takes time until the muscles, the body gets used to the weights after some time, until it gets used to it. The first time it will be pain. I mean, no pain, no gain. That's why we got to start all over again. Because by pain, we prosper. By challenges, we rise. By opportunities, we grow. And that's how we'll know by achieving the right goal. And that's definitely, it all starts with pain. I mean, that's the greatest way of finding the greatest value. And that's why even when we get to the verse in the Quran that says, وَأَن لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى. Human beings will have nothing except by the pursuit or the effort that they're chasing after. So this is what it is. And of course, if we come from a philosophical standpoint, they go like it's like God's will and human's effort. Those two things, they have to really go on hand in hand. And of course, the fear of rejection. But rejection is a redirection of our situation towards our utmost destination. And this is what it is. I mean, it's always the first step is usually hard. But once we really work ourselves up and we really work hard, slowly but surely, we'll be able to get there in no time. And it's possible for everyone and anyone.
Osama, do you consider yourself a wise man? I'm I'm listening to a tremendous amount of wisdom, and it's not only you are unleashing this wisdom, you are providing evidences from well-known leaders and from books and quotes. This wisdom, how did you get it? How hard you worked on yourself to be at this point today? You are like a library now, in in 2 minutes, the the wisdom you are unleashing today, it's not coming from empty mind. It's coming from experience, and it's coming from organized thoughts. And this comes, do you read a lot? How Usama is now a good example for me to follow. How did you do that?
Uh, but I always go with this thing. I mean, I'm a student towards
i'm
everyone and
i'm
anyone.
I'm knocking on wood, by the way. Mashallah, Usama, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. I mean, upon to everyone and anyone. I mean, I'm just a student like everybody else. I mean, consistently learning from everyone and anyone. And that one, I mean, I will go completely whole credit. I mean, I'm forever indebted to my parents for bridging the two worlds together. I mean, religion and ethics, those two worlds together. So consistently, I mean, hearing about the stories, I mean, so about the prophets, I mean, because my father, because a huge, I mean, he's a lecturer and everything, so he has been giving Islamic lectures for so long, like over 30 years. So
Yeah.
that one, a lot of times, whenever when I used to hear, and then sometimes when he used to tell me a couple of stories on my way, for instance, when I used to go to school, because he used to take me all the way to school, so there will be a couple of conversation, and then, for instance, from the Quran and everything. So that's why, I mean, me and my dad, we get to like we bond so deeply when we talk about research, when we talk about religion, when we talk about education. We dig so deeply because we'll be talking about so many things. So that one, actually, I would say I highly got it from my father. That one, actually, from the Remless. I mean, from my mom, I would say, I mean, may God bless them both.
Both.
My mom, I believe it's like an inner talent gift of reading people. My mom, she's highly good at reading people, and mashallah, she's highly intelligent as well. She can read people at an instant. At an instant, also, she can memorize
it,
or remember things very quickly.
it was hard
So
for you to hide anything from her, right?
oh yeah, very difficult. And this was it. And my father was a huge fan reader, so my father always he used to read and write. So this is the moment when I joined university. I wouldn't just not just study for the courses and everything. In my spare time, I used to listen to some of the greatest scholars, listen to
Mhm.
some of the great scholars, or sometimes read articles. I'm a huge fan of articles. So whenever that's something that's new, or someone suggested something, I'm like, oh, I'll definitely read it, or sometimes from books from here and there. So And I love to engage sometimes in conversations with certain people, some supposedly people from various religions or anything from different way of thought, and you just realize of how much you guys are learning from each other. So I'm consistently, I mean, I feel like I'm learning from everyone, anyone, consistently learning, driving. And that's why, I mean, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, when he says,
خلاص.
وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا,
إلا
of
قليلا.
all of the knowledge that we acquire in this world, it's amounts to nothing but just a minuscule. So, and that's why, I mean, by the dua, by the supplication, a lot of times we say, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا, because we always pray for more,
فما.
for more. And the best, of course, the only way that actually there's something that surpasses knowledge is character. So that, let's say, for instance, acquiring of everything, but still knowing that we know everything, that's not, there's no way. I mean, in the wordings of Dr. Seuss, he said, the more we learn, the more we grow, the more we thrive, the more we realize we don't know. So,
Um,
yeah.
I'm speechless. I'm the really speechless. Osama, I want to just for me and for the audience to sum it up. You shine when you always put your student mode on all the time, whether learning, reading, listening to scholars, and every single topic in life. Is that correct?
Alhamdulillah, just a little bit. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, just a little bit.
Osama, you're a big fan, Ingor. I don't know if I'm saying her name.
Oh, Inger. Ah, she's actually a legend and a half. I mean, she's got also, oof, she's off
But
the chart as well.
by the way, I feel bad for your fans because I'm putting you in a situation you are not welcoming them the way you. So please, Osama, feel free to do. It's your show, you know. Osama, she mentioned something. Actually, I didn't put it in any of my questions regarding the comfort zone, and this is very important. And to be honest with you, I'm always concerned about this point. It's really a thin line between the
Mhm.
comfort zone we fell into and where we can really keep going and progressing. What's your advices as a life coach for the comfort zone and mindset transforming?
Number one, is that even if we're sitting in couch, because we've all been there. I mean, I myself, I've been there myself. We're sitting, just not doing anything. But we need to ask ourselves: is that, is this what we really want to do for the rest of our life? I mean, is this what I want to do for the rest of my day? I mean, if I want to be the best version of myself, and if I want to be like an impact in my society of those around me, if I want to be a great role model, do I have to be sitting there? And this is where, I mean, comes under the pursuit of excellence. Excellence, number one, it's zero comparison, but comparing ourselves from yesterday and where we're heading tomorrow. So when we put our mindset towards that, we feel like there's no such a thing as free time. It's always consistently on the run. Now, I'm not saying there's no rest. Definitely, we need to rest. I mean, that's why even they say, well, you just make a haq, wali aqlika haq.
يعطيك الحق.
All right. That one, definitely we have a right to take break. I mean, to take breaks and all of
Great.
that. But generally, at the same time, to not just be sitting idle. This is where, at the same time, in the wordings of Imam al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, when he says, nafsuk, إن لم تشغلها بالحق شغلتك بالباطل. Your mindset, if you do not exhaust it with productivity or positivity, then definitely it's going to lead you towards negativity. And this is what it is. Even one of my Quran mentors back in the day, he said literally, if you sit idle, that's when the devil whispers. This is when devil whispers, all the negativity comes about. I mean, all the self-doubt and the imposter syndrome. Of course, it's natural upon everyone and anyone. It comes naturally. But the moment when we start to exhaust ourselves in productivity, supposedly we do something, if it's chores, if it's some, and setting up tasks for the day, it shouldn't be like 7 tasks. No, no, Claudia, you're my mentor right there. I got the geniusness from you right there.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Claudia. You are right 100%.
this is what it is. I mean, you start bit by bit, and you don't have to, let's say, for instance, it could be starting, let's say, with 2 tasks a day. I'll be like, okay, today I'll try to read for at least 5 minutes. That's why they say the 5 minute rule. I'll try to read something, even 5 minutes. But the moment when you get in 5 minutes, you feel like I need more. So you'll try to increase it. So you'll be like, for instance, I'll be cleaning chores, or for instance, whatever 5 minutes that I've learned, I'll be like, I should write whatever I understood based on that passage. So now you get to write. So what at the same time you read and you write at the same time. That's why they say reading is inhaling, writing is exhaling. So
So, some of the first start to get rid of our comfort zone is to be honest with ourselves that,
yep,
yeah, that what we are doing is not gonna get us anywhere.
100%.
And after that, we have to work on our mindset. And here's your part comes, right. You you work on the fear part and ignite the potential at is this your business, life coaching? This is what you do?
Yeah. So this is what I do as well. So yeah.
Okay, you can see, especially on LinkedIn, the traffic of life coaching, in particular, and in general coaching. There's a lot of branches. Sometimes we've never heard about it.
Yep.
How do you differentiate and distinguish yourself from all the life coaches out there? Why I should come to Usama? Now I know
Mm.
what what the results is gonna be. Me personally, as Nidal Abu Haykal, if I'm gonna look for a life coach, Usama is gonna be on top of the list because I'm interacting with you. But if somebody, just browsing wants to look for life coaching, how do you differentiate yourself from all this traffic?
Um. So I go with this. It's like you get what you produce. This is what it is. I go with this phrase. So for instance, some of them they use, oh, you'll be getting like this, you'll be able to recover in 3 weeks. Nah, I
Yeah,
don't go with that. I'll just basically I'll tell you honestly, it's like the harder we work, the luckier we get, the more results. So and it's not just gonna be
definitely.
one, it's both of us together. It's like both of us we have to work very hard. It's not just me telling you, offering you some medication, do this, do that. Nah, nah, it's gonna be going together. I mean, at the very same time. So this is I go completely with honesty. So it's like if you want to work, fine, we can definitely we'll be going together in this path together. And at the same time, before anything, I want you to be completely honest with to the person should be honest with themselves and be completely comfortable. I mean, they shouldn't be feel all nervous or anything. It's completely open door and completely the information remains confidential. So yeah.
Wow. Osama, part of what you talk about is about leadership. And by the way, on a side note, why all your fans are ladies? What you are doing? How do I get how do I
Oh
get
my
there,
god.
Osama?
How do I get
Do I
what?
How do I get there? All your fans are ladies. Look, Claudia, Ingor, Aya. There's no single male. It's only the me and you, the only males in the room. How do I get there? My wife is not home. That's why. Do I need to some hair or what? Tell me
Nah.
before my wife comes home.
Nah, nothing. There isn't any much. I mean, there is no technique, nothing. I mean,
Yeah,
just I'm
it's
just.
it's by nature. I don't have it. I shouldn't ask this question while you were talking about honesty. You were so honest with it. Osama, I'm
Uh,
really enjoying this episode.
likewise.
I was telling you, part of what you mentor or you talk about is leadership.
Correct.
I have a passion about leadership because I believe everybody can be a leader, even if you are a solo person, if you are a member of a family, and you can make the scale as big as you can. My question is, and to be honest with you, I didn't yet get a convinced answer about it. Are leaders born or created?
Okay, born and created. These are somewhat synonymous terms. They're kind of synonymous terms.
Yeah,
So here's the thing. I mean, if you get back, I mean, into the origin of the term lead, lead
mhm,
is an action.
it is.
It is an action, so you can't necessarily just see a person immediately there, fresh out of the womb, like, oh, he's a leader. There's no way. I mean, it's activated. I would say it's personally activated. I mean, leaders are the natural age to move, to grow, and to help others so that they can really thrive within themselves. That's what a true leader is. It just doesn't come all naturally like that.
Yeah,
It comes with certain I mean, I wouldn't say experiences, whatever, like you've endorsed, whatever you've learned, now you help to empower others so that they can see their truest best within themselves. And the leader is not being the smartest in the room, but literally being the the greatest listener of all. I mean, in the wordings of Simon Sinek, he said the greatest leader is the last to talk.
exactly. So, as an outcome, and as everybody can be a leader, we can train leaders.
Yep.
It, yeah, because everybody can be trained to be a good listener and to work hard and to be the last to speak, but to speak what is bringing potential.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a lot of sense. I have a
Yep.
long comment from Aya.
Oh yeah, this is
Uh,
a good one.
let's see. I believe as humans, we are all different. So there is this personality input that comes along with the education and the knowledge that differentiates who can be the perfect match as a mentor or coach to the member in need. At the end of the day, Osama is the boss.
I'm learning from everybody. I mean, these guys are legends, so I'm learning from everybody. They
Look,
taught me all of that. So
look, Osama. I now I believe in you, in your wisdom and everything. But don't tell me the hair is not playing a role. Look, look, Aya, what she's doing. Look.
come on, man.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't want to ask you. It's like how you got married. So I'm pretty sure there was some tactic. You know, like
I
yes, and
no, I used
I'm Nidal.
look. I wish I used to have her. I didn't trick her at all.
يا ليت الشباب يعود يوما.
Yeah, yeah, late, yeah, late. I'll go with لا يلدغ المؤمن من جحر مرتين.
Ooh, mashallah. خلاص, that's my drop right there.
Thank you, Claudia. Also, yes, listening is
Yeah,
the key. It
comes
comes
from the
from
heart.
the heart.
Yeah.
It's really very important to listen each other, and I think it's the first act that shows generosity.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you talk a lot, you don't listen to others. You will show a little bit of, or maybe a bigger amount of selfishness because others need to talk and to express themselves, and they have the right to express also.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a good listener? Today, somebody commented in your show that Osama never on a mute.
Kinith, Kinith Dana Jr. And in fact, as soon as after live,
Yeah.
I spoke to him on WhatsApp because we've known each other for quite some time, almost about
Wait a
2 months.
minute. Do you have the number of all these ladies on WhatsApp?
No.
Oh, I see. I see.
Uh, and even if I do, no, it's gonna be secretive. I won't be telling you.
I know. I still need the hair. Yeah.
But it's a smile that pays it off. So if you've got the smile way wider than mine, so
It's 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 not the smile. It's also the wisdom.
the wisdom is from the old ones, as they say. I mean, from the old ones, literally, we learn a lot from them. So yeah. And getting back towards that comment, of course, it's a joke a lot of the times. I mean, we joke a lot because of based on the conversation and all. I've learned listening the hard way. Now it's been like almost eight
What
years when I seriously, like, really, I got into the listening zone.
what do you mean the hard way?
So because from a young age, a lot of the times it's like, okay, I won't be listening. I thought that I was listening, but I was just hearing. So I will use
Oh,
one, two. So it will be one, two things. It wasn't until when I was 16, I was like, okay, now I have to get really serious because a lot of times my mom used to tell me, listen more and then talk. So I was like, I never used to understand what that really meant. It was like, why? But at the age of 16, this is the moment when I started getting more like self-aware and aware of the environment and everything. So that's why I decided to observe more and to observe more and to listen more and to really internalize in depth what is really going on. In the wordings of Stephen Covey from the books of Seven Habits of Highly Effective
okay.
People, when he said it's like most people listen with the intention to respond and not with the intention to understand.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's most of
so
the
true.
time it's all of that. So and even of course in the wordings of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, he says, yeah, if, of course in the other words he says, من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليقل خيرا أو ليصمت.
Oh, yes.
Who, whoever like believes in the day, I mean in the hereafter, they should either say something good or they should be quiet. So of course, and quiet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yeah. Silence, so silence, of course, it's a virtue. So the moment actually when you say, so people it's like, huh, he said something, he didn't say anything. And that's why also comes from the another phrases they say, رُبَّ سُكُوتٍ أبلغ مِنْ كَلَامٍ, perhaps silence speaks louder than speech. So I did not understand until when I was 16, slowly but surely I started practicing the heart slowly but surely. So sometimes I'll catch myself, it's like, no, I was not listening. But then slowly but surely I decided to approach it with the different things, like with full concentration and from the heart with the intention. And that one I found it worked very effectively because you truly show the person like, I not only am I listening, but I'm with you in every step of the way. When you do that, they already feel the comfort, they feel the open space, and then they can continue to go on. So the moment when they ask a couple of things that they forget, it's like, what do you understand? It's like, well, you highlighted this, this, and that. What it really entails based on whatever you said it refers to this, it refers to this, it refers to that. So
It's the process of listening. It's as you said, we are more into hearing, but when we understand what we are listening, it's a process. You have to listen and pay attention, and then process it to at least to answer the correct
exactly.
answers. Usama, you also talk about personal brand and building the personal brand. Uh, how important for us to build a personal brand if we are active on social media? Is it do you think it's essential? And before this, let me
Mhm.
stream Ingor comment about
Mhm.
listening. Usama, listening is an art. We must listen with the intent to understand, plus we need to employ it twice as much as we speak because we have two ears and one mouth.
Mhm. Oof, that's powerful right there.
It is. Thank you, Ingor.
Wow. Mm.
My wife, by the way, as you mentioned, sometimes when you don't speak, you express. My wife practices this with me. Sometimes it takes the shape of a threat, but I'm so smart. I'm so smart. I got it from the first time. If she didn't, if she didn't answer, I know what does this mean. Are you married, Osama?
Not yet. I'm
Yeah,
still not
with
married.
all these ladies. Oh, you know
Okay.
what? That's what the problem. It's not the
Ah.
hair. It's not the hair. Yeah, I know. I'm expired. Yeah, still my wife is not home yet, so hopefully she's not watching it. Osama, check on me a couple of days. I'll send you my phone number. We can chat on WhatsApp too.
Sure, sure, absolutely. No worries at all. And yeah, personal brand, right? I look at personal brand as your precious sand that you're willing to hand. So the
Wow, this is poetry. It's a
so
wise poetry.
yeah, see exactly. I love what Ingor said. Definitely, I consider her like a sister.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
I oh, you saw the
Uh-huh.
comment on the
Mhm.
Usama is like no
And
comment. No comment. This is one down.
okay, in that regard, right? You really, it's personal brand. It's another way of saying our personal character, the way we carry ourselves, the way what message would we truly stand by. In fact, in the wordings of one of the rappers once said, he said, if you have too much, if you have too much tolerance, then you stand for nothing. But if
Exactly. You have
you
no
stand for,
character yet.
yeah, you have nothing. Literally, everything is okay. Yes, yes, yes. But literally, if you stand for something, it's like, no, I don't accept it.
We're not gonna be able to identify, what you hate, what you don't hate.
I don't
If
hate.
everything is gonna be okay with, at least
Yep.
the previous president, Mr. Trump, he has no tolerance for. Let's not talk politics, right?
Yeah. It's a long story. It's a long story.
It looks like it's gonna be two more down, Osama and Nidal.
uh, because here's the thing. I mean, when it comes towards this realm, I mean, I also connected with the characteristics and for itself. The best way, I mean, like in the wordings again of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, when he says, خياركم أفضل خلقا وآدابا في الأرض, the best amongst you are those with best moral characters and splendid morals. Because that one speaks volume. Before you even speak anything, already people's like immediately they really want to tune in, right? As opposed to the, oh yeah, I sell this, I sell that. I mean, character speaks volume as opposed to having to sell each. I mean, people literally. I mean, that's why. I mean, and the wordings as well of Ustad Nu'man Ali Khan, one of the scholars that I genuinely love, when he says literally, I mean, when you become like a good, he says like when people start to complain, oh, this person, they watching movies, they're doing this and that. So the very first questions from, like for instance, Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah, he used to say, it's like, okay, have you spoken to them? Have you been a good role model to them? He wouldn't even judge. That's one of the things that made all of those highest calibers of the first generations and so on and so forth of high caliber because of their character. That character comes way before knowledge, way before education. That becomes before anything because that one is of high supreme. It's even way higher. I mean, it's way higher than diamonds because of the way how literally how we stand. And this is how literally how I think of personal brand. Not to just basically, I mean, to familiarize everybody, just like, oh, personal brand, but really, do you really stand by it? It's not necessary to be like everybody else, but to be on your own ground and to stand on what you truly believe in. And you definitely emphasize on that, and you genuinely, I mean, by treating everyone, anyone, like just like you said, I mean, in the concept when you said of leadership, to everybody is capable of being a leader. And I wholeheartedly and 135% I totally agree with that, because definitely anyone, I mean, some of the greatest legends of the past had zero followers, yet they conquered the world. Yes, they shaped the
Yeah,
world with their character, with their grit, with their courageousness. And literally, the moment when they spoke, their words spoke volumes because of their character. Their character was so heavy. But if something, it's like literally, person hasn't worked as much on the character side and they start speaking all the people, like, there's no way we'll believe that. Because before anything, I mean, action speaks louder than words.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Osama, regarding your show, Strong 99. I'm sorry, Be Strong 99. My first question is why 99? I know it's your personal brand, but I'm curious to know. Don't
Okay.
if it's related, but between parentheses, if it's related to a date of birth, don't mention it.
Nah,
Just
nah,
skip it.
don't worry. I mean, if it's 99 minus 3, which is 96, so it's okay. So, I mean, the reason being, okay, now there's also one of the shows that I watch a lot more often than not. It's called Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So I've been heavily being obsessed because there is leadership in it, there is mentorship in it, there is teamwork, there is encouragement, there's motivation. That of course it's a sitcom and everything, but listening to the main words of what is being really being said, as opposed to just genuinely, but really focusing on the words of how powerful it can be. I mean, that one is what I genuinely believed in. So I've always believed in strength, like as I said previously. It was like,
Mhm.
okay, I've always believed in empowerment. So like almost a year or something, I was writing back on my notebook. I was like, if I were to start a brand, I'll call it Be Strong. And that's when I started live. I started calling Be Strong until when I had on my very first episode with Karina Dorothy Creel, such an amazing person. When I had on my very first episode, she was like, "How about you make it Be Strong 99?" Because I was quoting Be Strong 99 a lot of the times because I've been heavily like obsessed with it. So a lot of the times I'll quote. So it's like, "How about we make if we make it Be Strong 99?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I came with my own definition of Be Strong 99, and that is the very first nine, the very first number nine, and that is, of course, there is Be Strong, be empowered, be genuine, be knowledgeable, be lovable, be content, be grateful. I mean, be kind. And then, at this, of course, the last thing, which is being, of course, I mean, be inspired. These are
Yeah.
nine, right? And the next nine, it's like when you paid for it, it's like you double down. You paid for it. All of those, now,
All of it.
whatever you've learned, now we paid down. So that's why it's like 9 9.
Wow. I'm speechless. But it started, just a name, right? And then you relate that to basically, I love the name Be Strong 99. And I was, debating with my partner, which is my wife, my lovely wife, um, about, not putting my show that Nidal Haykal live, like pick a name or something. And she convinced me with regarding the personal brand. Um, I'm still debating, but she convinced me in a silent way too. So it's your personal brand now, Be Strong 99, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in Arabic we say فاقد الشيء لا يعطيه.
Oof.
And they translate and I didn't finish. Don't take it the wrong way, Osama. And it's an invitation from you to your guests to be strong and to your audience. And
Mm.
you can't tell them this to be strong unless you are strong yourself. And the show itself proves that you are strong enough to influence your guests, your audience, to be strong. It's amazing. And to be honest with you, when I decide to that it's the time I can go live, I get invitations all the time, but I didn't do anything. I didn't go live with anybody, but I would love. I don't know. I'm saying this in public. That like this, you can't escape from the commitment if you agree. So I would love to be one day a guest at your show because what I
Does that
didn't.
need a question? Does that need a question? You're coming on board. Come on in.
You see how important, when you don't have hair, it's more. It's more express. You can express more. I so to rephrase because I heard it back in. You are spreading the vibes to be strong because you are strong. And for me, as one of your followers and big fan of your show, I get a lot of. You see, Aya, she's Aya, she's commenting, but إنه يعطي. You see, she misunderstood me. I hope you didn't, Osama.
No, I didn't at
Yeah.
all.
So
It
what
was powerful.
yeah, I mentioned the Arabic saying فاقد الشيء لا يعطي. You are not able to inspire others to be strong unless you are
Yeah.
strong, and you are proving it. MashaAllah, you are. Today was your 90 episode, right?
Alhamdulillah. Yes.
Alhamdulillah, MashaAllah. Knock on wood. So yeah, this is what I wanna between parentheses, mention that because you are strong, we will be strong and hopefully gaining all the 99 and double it, the great vibes you mentioned. Any comments about that from your part about
I,
your podcast?
I'm
Where
I'm
you
I'm speechless, literally, because the wisdom that you just poured. We say كلمات من طبقة من ذهب. I was like, that's it. What can I say from that? There's no way I can top that.
where you are driving your show, Osama? Where you want to go?
What do you mean?
What's your plans of the show?
So it's to continue the same way. I mean, having people with their stories and everything completely with inspiration and to go for it. So now my plan, hopefully in the future, is to take it on a lively sense, like to have like to be in the buildings and everything. So where basically when guests come about, so to take it about it, just like for instance, impact theory, how impact theory, Tom Billy, the founder of impact theory,
Hmm.
like basically he brings a lot of guests like Jay Shetty, Simon Sinek, all of the awesome guests like Gary Vee. So I would like it to be like that, where basically I'm sitting with the guest and then their audiences. So like a couple of people. So I'm thinking about so this one hopefully in the future I visualize it to be like that.
Osama, the flow of the show, I think, how long you've been doing it? Less than 6 months, right?
It will be 6 months soon. So I started on the 23rd of February.
And you got 90 different guests. That's a lot of work.
Well, there were some episodes that I do. It's called Chill and Chat. This one is just basically me being myself, and I make it. It's like as an open. So, for instance, any person can ask me any questions. It could be any topic, and there were those basically where I thought of I did a research of a something. I was like, oh, this will be really good if I can share it with everybody. And of course, there were others where there were some people actually who came up twice. Like for instance, Carl Sean Watkins, he was on the third episode, and just recently he was also on the episode as well. So there were actually, so for instance, there was one, two people that were literally, oh yeah, definitely, Gorsh is such incredible people. I mean, so incredible person.
But
Go ahead.
still, you was live like for 90 episodes. This is not. It's. Do you usually celebrate your wins? Do you encourage celebrating our wins? Is it essential to
Of
celebrate our
course.
wins?
Definitely. I mean, enjoying every small wins matters so much because psychologically it encourages us to go forward, just like for instance when we are studying or researching, when we're taking breaks is another way of saying wins. It's a small win. So that when during studying or researching for around an hour, feel like okay, now for the next 10-15 minutes I'm just going to take a break, have a cereal, watch something beneficial, something that has to do away from work, because that's where the creativity, or for instance going to the balcony and observing, watch, seeing the sea or something like that, or having the thoughts in one place or something like that, but at least to do something all of away from that, or having a chocolate or all of that. Definitely, I mean, it goes definitely a long way.
It looks like you are a fan, what's his name, Seinfeld, of cereal and chocolate.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
you will be friend of. I love cereal and chocolate too, especially in the night.
Ooh, wow.
Osama, uh, as a speaker, I didn't find a lot of material out there for you, but I found something on LinkedIn and I watched it. MashaAllah, God bless you. It's amazing. Uh, you control the space you are talking around, which is very important when you are speaking because the confidence you have, it goes directly to the audience, and it looks like you own the stage. It's your space. As a speaker, Osama, what are the characteristics for a speaker to have? What, what what are the basics to be a speaker?
um Number one, empathy. If we don't feel what others feel, when then we definitely can't heal. In the wordings of Carl Sean Watkins, real recognizes real.
Yeah.
So that one is highly important too. And number two is speaking from the heart with purest intention, because anyone can mumble anything. Anyone can talk about anything and everything. Anyone can be a public speaker, but is it basically to connect with the heart, or in the wordings of Russell Hedge when he says literally human to human connection. But how about literally heart to heart? It's not literally, not for the sake of speaking to people, but speaking with people, in the wordings of John Hope Bryant. Since like I'm not gonna be talking to you, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna be talking with you.
With you. It's a big
So
difference.
basic, it's a big difference. So engagement, asking questions. This one literally feel that they're involved, and there are different methods actually of starting up a speech. I mean, there's different ways. There literally there are some literally who start off by eating an apple, or they'll start writing a chocolate, or every one of them has got started differently. However, what I really found, I mean, as I dig deeper into where it's public speaking, it's like welcoming people into your house. I eat our body language literally, it's the house. So a lot of the times when I say in the house or in the building, because they are already in. So
Mhm.
when a person comes into our house, as we say, I'm pretty sure from the Middle East or whatsoever, we see a lot of times الضيوف نحطهم فوق رؤوسنا. It's like the guests, we
Right.
put them on top of our head. So whenever when they come in, so this is why I mean, from body language standpoint, it's like if you do it like that, that means you're open and you're really welcoming. Come on in, let's like have a conversation, have a cup of coffee. So this is how I really approach it. Approach it from away from openness. It's like, oh, come on in, let's like that. And coming with the full energy and all of that, this one already it drives them up. This is me personally. I'm not saying everybody will necessarily need to follow it. This is me per se. Or for instance, Claudia, she's got her own special way as well. She's also highly energetic, really inspiring as well. Or Ingor, everybody's got their own uniqueness. Or Aya, for instance, or everyone has got their own uniqueness. So it's literally leaning onto our uniqueness and to dive on in. And the moment actually when we do that, people literally can feel it, they can feel inspired, and they'll really double down. And not just for the sake, it's like you can do whatever you set your mind to. It's like, no, not only can you do whatever you set your mind to, you can, I believe, and definitely you can get it. And when you put that literally, when you put yourself in their shoes as well, they literally feel it's like, if she can do it, then I can do it too. And it's like, yes, I from hardships, it's like I wouldn't say nothing comes from the top. I mean, nothing. I mean, money does not grow over trees. Even there is a saying, I mean, in Arabic that says, وَإِن لَمْ تُبْنَى الْبُيُوتُ عَلَى الثِّقَةِ فَلَا دَاعِيَ مِنْهَا.
Well,
If the houses that were not built of trust, then
of
there's no
trust.
need of pursuing it. So if we don't trust the process, then there's nothing else left. And this is where it's highly of importance to genuinely believe in ourselves and everything, and to allow people from the outside in to literally come within. It's like we believe in it, and genuinely to be moving on this path together, because a lot of times people are likely to progress when they're being included into the path together or involved per se. So yeah.
How far you are going with the public speaking?
How far am I going with public speaking?
Yeah. Are you gonna be, let's say, professional public speaking speaker? I'm sorry.
This one, I would say, even if I were to lean in more towards that, like let's say for instance public speaking, I will lean in more towards with words, right?
Hmm.
And to really, for instance, to coach people basically how to build relationship with the audience, how to genuinely connect, and how to use the right words. I would say, of course, there are various sorts of words, various vocab, but literally connecting to the fact that will move people so that they can really start taking action from the very get go. And not the words like everybody, it's like, yeah, spread yourself from the crowd and everything. Those words I've been hearing it all and all, but it's easier said than done. So that's why it's of really highly essential in everything is to put it to full potential and to really believe in it's like power. Words are power. Power is denomination. Denomination is leadership, and leadership comes with mentorship. I mean, with great power comes great responsibility. With great worth comes with great confidence. And with a great leader comes with a great mind reader, i.e., to plan, organize, and being able to enroll in the mindsets of people before we achieve the right goal. Because people or employees or whatsoever, people are likely to stay and to sustain and at the same time to be on the path as long as they are encouraged, as long as they are involved, as long as they are mentored, they're likely actually to be involved in that process. They're likely actually to pursue on their journey happily, nourishingly, and joyfully. So yeah.
Do you agree with Aya Fikri? You are a public relation freak. She,
Public relationship figure.
she's she's saying
I don't know. Have really, but I genuinely
definitely,
mean.
definitely
Go ahead.
you master connecting with people, definitely, and it's amazing to connect with you from
Likewise.
from a personal because to be honest with you, we live in a tremendous amount of noise, and connecting with you, it's takes us to a different levels. uh, there's wisdom, there's knowledge, and on top of
Mhm.
that, look, all the ladies around you, like,
You have to squeeze that in, huh?
yeah,
You have to just
my
pocket
wife
that in. Huh?
my wife, she didn't come yet, so that's why. it's, it's
You never know. Maybe she's listening because, I
Os-
mean,
Os-
wives they
Os-
can hear from all over the world. I mean, trust
Os-
me.
Osama, high heels hurt.
Wow.
Yeah. Cla- Claudia, Orsa, people will
Wow.
shine when they feel they are
They're
cared.
getting here for.
Yeah, absolutely. Osama, what platforms you are on rather than LinkedIn?
We've got Rolla Hammett.
Oh,
Hammett.
here we go. This is my wife. Hi, babe. This is my wife. Okay, I'll talk to you later, Osama. Look. I was talking. You can still talk. You are in good shoes. Like, yes, babe. It's a great conversation. I have to edit this before. I'm busted now. So my question was, let's make it professional. My question was, what? What? Look, I'm sweating. I'm sweating, Osama. Help! Look, Osama. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه.
نفسي.
Uh,
Correct. Uh,
this is
uh,
a Rola is in the building. Yes.
yeah, she's in the
Yes.
house.
Lucky me. Lucky me.
Hmm.
What platforms, Osama, you are on rather than LinkedIn?
Um, I'm available on Instagram. I'm available on Facebook, and but I'm mostly highly active on LinkedIn more than
LinkedIn.
all the other platforms. Yeah, highly active on LinkedIn.
Yeah. What do you do on Instagram?
Instagram, this is where actually my path of life. This is where my path of live streaming. This is where it first began.
Oh, you start on Instagram first.
This is where I first started. So based on really like professional topics, spirituality. I mean, I had a conversation with one of my really good friends. We covered spirituality. We had like I think 6 parts to cover, and we realized spirituality is such a massive topic. Like we couldn't literally complete it. So we dived deep, like so deeply into it, like spirituality. There was also about coaching. There was also from leadership perspective, and yeah. So this is where it started slowly but surely. And when I got to LinkedIn, slowly but surely, I started inquiring how can I do it. And of course, the idea of live streaming. I mean, I'll forever be indebted to the four individuals. I mean, who've heavily inspired me: Travis Lochner, Junaid Iqbal,
Hmm.
Nick Lozano, and Gabe Leal. They've heavily inspired me because I thought there was no way I was able to do it because I was like really anxious and nervous. But they all told me it's like you can do whatever you set your mind to, and you got you got whatever it takes. So just put in the work, take the step, and yeah,
I would suggest for you to do also a channel on YouTube. Your content is so valuable. Why to not put it out there for more people to interact and get inspired? I
hmm
think, and I don't know what platform you use for streaming. I think StreamYard too.
Streamyard. That's
Yeah,
correct.
it's the same. You can stream at the same time on both.
hmm
But
Correct.
I don't want to say your stuff, but I want to keep saying your wisdom should be on a larger scale. You deserve it.
Thank you very much. I mean, even on YouTube, I'm on YouTube as well. I forgot to mention.
You are on YouTube,
Yes.
and you leaving me like talking. You are what? My wife's side now? Yes, can definitely do whatever you set your mind to. It's amazing how we as a human beings are capable of doing.
hmm
Usama, my last question. I didn't feel the time. It's over an hour. I'm so sorry. It's
It's
Sunday,
okay. No, no, no problem. I don't
uh,
have anything. It's all good.
and my last question. No, before the question before the last one. Any
Sure.
future projects would you like to share it with us?
Okay. A lot of awesome things. So a
You,
couple of things. I mean, go ahead.
no,
You-
Claudia, she's suggesting also you should do YouTube talk
YouTube
to
to
Michael Simmons.
Sims.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely stay in touch with him. Yeah, thank you so much, Claudia. Appreciate it. And in that regard, so couple of things so because I don't like to put my eggs in just one bucket. So I'm planning.
that's because you are single, by the way.
Okay, but
Let's
single,
move.
but not ready to mingle. um, so this one is one sphere in itself. So first, of course, I'm planning to, inshallah, to complete my PhD and hopefully become a professor lecturer, world
Oh,
renowned professor lecturer, and
congrats,
a world, inshallah. Thank you
inshallah.
very much. I still didn't start. I'll be starting this October. I'll be starting my PhD.
I'm gonna start my master's, so we will be going back to school.
Ya salam. So basically, the master of wisdom, right there. So I'll be learning from you.
That's gonna be the master. how, how to deal with women.
Ya salam.
My wife encourages me to do this major.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank
No,
you,
no comment.
thank you.
So this one is one. I mean, life coaching is going to continue the way how it is. Definitely, it's going to continue with even more higher knowledge and higher value. Um, at the same time, I mean, live streaming is going to continue, and to be a global speaker, to be speaking across the globe, emphasizing on the same message, it's like connecting with the heart and generally to connect. And of course, website, it's still under development. I'm still developing the website, which is Be Strong 99. I'm still developing it.
Well,
The
it's
Be
gonna be
Strong,
the same name.
yeah, Be Strong 99, definitely.
Basically.
It's going to be the same. So I'm still working on that. That keeping a couple of development, collecting a couple of things here and there. And of course, all thanks to the wonderful, amazing mentors that have really helped me along the way to tell me to rectify a couple of things. So I'm not on a rush to do it. So I'm just taking it my own pace, my own time. So this is it. So it's all about it and continuously learning and growing and generally, I mean, to learn from everyone, anyone, to inspire everyone so that they can share it with the rest of the world and empower those that are around them. So,
You will
inshallah.
definitely, definitely you will, and you are capable of I wish you all the best with all your future projects, and I'll be the first one to subscribe to your website.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Osama, my last question is I'm going to give you four words and tell me what the first thing comes to your mind. The first word is money.
Uh, well, here's the thing: necessity,
Nice. Family.
abundance,
Wow. It's so true.
hmm
Leadership.
love.
In leadership?
When you fall in
Seriously?
love with the process,
No,
once
I'm
you
not. I'm not talking about, if the boss is a nice lady. In general, Osama.
no, I mean
In
it
gen-
like no, I mean it as in love to genuinely. I mean to love for people. That's what I mean it. So I meant it in that.
yeah, I'm trying to. I'm a funny guy. Don't you?
Oh yeah, very.
Don't
It's
you?
like
I'm a, I'm a
where
fun, I'm a funny guy and a husband who needs help. Rolla is in the building. Don't forget that.
please don't drag me in it. Please don't drag me in it, please.
My last, my
I
last.
don't want I don't want the hails to reach me all the way here because I
No,
know
God
I
forbid.
don't want that thing to
Don't worry. It's all gonna be focused on me. Don't worry.
happen.
Osama, the last word is life. What's the first thing comes to your mind when you hear life?
Research.
Wow. Do you think we will stay in this mode for research? I think
There-
it covers us not to settle down, right?
Mhm. That's why you will consistently always be learning something new. That's why when I said research, it's like because you'll be diving deeper, deeper, and deeper, and deeper, really internalizing deeply, right? So, and will never be perfect. I mean, all of the process, yeah, continues to be learning. And of course, the utmost of all, I mean, if we're connecting it from a religion, spiritual point of view, I mean, of course, is to worship God and then to serve others. Because even as they say, I mean, if leadership, I mean, if serving is below you, then leadership is beyond you.
Bacon. Wow.
Hmm
Let me stream the last comments. God bless you both, Rola and Nidal.
Screenshot that comment, screenshot.
Yeah, this is gonna help, right? No, she's
It
gonna
will help
ask.
you.
She's gonna ask me who's Aya. This is this is the first. You don't know how women operate. I'm sorry, not a woman in general. Wives. That's why. Thank you, Aya. Yes, we will never stop learning. Usama Salim, I was honored, and I don't want to end this amazing uh, episode. I can't tell you how I'm proud, and uh, it's one of my great achievements today. Having this chat with you, you are really an impressing person. God bless you. I hope
Mm,
you all the best. And you
mm,
see, look, the minute I mentioned you can see the comments.
yep.
Wives are wonderful. Do you think this is going to help me?
Mm, well,
Fantastic
yeah.
show, gentlemen. Thank
Well,
you. Thank
thank you. Of course, thank you so much. Thank you all. I mean, all of you guys for tuning in and supporting us.
And I want to thank all your ladies community around you. Thank you for showing up. And Osama was with us, but not in the building, live from South.
That's a good one.
Uh,
That's a good one.
Osama, I really enjoyed my time today with you. God bless you. Wish you all the best
Mm,
with, and hopefully we're gonna do this in the future soon.
no
Uh,
problem.
and if you would like to say anything before we end the live stream, it's all yours. Thank you, Osama.
Uh, ah, I mean, thank you so much. I mean, for this wonderful opportunity. I mean, the conversation was just fun. I mean, it's a highlight because it's 11:21 p.m. right now. So I've been literally sweating. If I were telling you, I've been sweating so much right now. And but literally, it was amongst the best conversation, the highlight of my night already, and I mean, the conversation was so depth. I mean, from the insights from everybody and anyone. The only thing that I can say, I mean, be you, continue to be you, love you, and because everybody will start to love you for who you are and not who you are not. So yeah.
Loved it. Thank you again, Osama, and enjoy. Are you going to sleep, or uh, I'm not gonna ask what you're gonna do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disturb. I'm
It's
sorry to
okay.
disturb. Enjoy your the rest of your night, and hopefully we're gonna see you soon.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And thank you, everybody.
Stay safe. Thank you, everyone, for being with us, for all the amazing engagement with my wonderful, amazing guest, Usama Zaid Bashir Salim. This episode was really on fire, as most of you expected. And thanks to my guest, Usama. By the end of this epic episode, I want to drop a quote about life. Life is like photos we develop from the negatives. Stay safe, everybody, and we'll see you next week with new guests. And this was Nidal Haykal live from New York.